Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Josh Taylor received a lot of flack after the Ekow Essuman fight because he left the ring. He didn't acknowledge the crowd. He was clearly upset with the decision. I thought it was a decision he lost. It was a very competitive fight, but it was very much in two halves. First half, I thought Taylor won. Second half, I thought Essuman pretty much cleaned up from round 6-7 onwards and won the fight. I had it 115, 113. I think two of the judges had it 116, 113 or 116, 112, something like that. And he's come out and said a few things, Josh has, which I suppose makes sense. You know, he said he didn't want to say anything he regretted. He was upset. He's had a few sort of meltdowns in the past, and he just wanted to get out and regroup and calm down a bit. And he's released statement saying, I'd just like to apologise to all the fans for leaving the ring before having an interview and before taking the time to thank you all for showing up and showing out, as you always have done over the past 10 years. I headed for the changing rooms because I did not want to say something in the heat of the moment or that I'd later regret on live TV. Your support means the world to me, and you've created wonderful memories for me that will stay with me until the day I die. You've all helped to create some incredible moments in my life, and despite the result, Saturday night was another special night that was right up there. So thanks to each and every one of you. Thank you to Queensberry for bringing a big show back to Scotland, and to Ekow once again on the victory. And he also posted something on Instagram, which was a picture of himself with Ekow Essuman. He said, "Respect after our fight. Congratulations on a good win. Respect to you, your team and family. Thanks for a good fight." I mean, that's fair enough, because I think there's a bit too much of this, you know, sticking a microphone under someone's nose after they've just lost a tough fight. Josh had his eye blown up, bad swelling, a cut above his eye, some abrasions under his other eye. He's just been disappointed again by, defeat. So, and that's the third in a row, should be the fourth in a row, because I thought he lost the first Catterall fight. You know, he's in no man's land in terms of his career now, despite the fact this was the first Queensberry show that he's been on. He signed to Queensberry. Was it earlier, very early this year? I think it was. And this was supposed to be, a big stepping stone. Not that we should underrate Essuman, but a stepping stone towards, rebuilding his image, if you like, or his brand, which is a word I hate, but we'll call it that anyway. Putting himself in the welterweight front window, and but it's not happened, has it? So the question, I suppose, is where does he go from here? And it's a question worth asking. I mean, he's 34 now, which is 2 years younger than Ekow Essuman. But what's next for him? Does he have the motivation to drop down a level, to appear on smaller cards, to be thought of as someone who really has, who really is no longer an elite fighter? I think we knew that anyway, but the Ekow Essuman fight definitely, I think, proved that. So where does that leave him? If he drops down a level, if he takes on a couple of 10-rounders, maybe on undercards, and builds himself back into the welterweight scene, if he tries to, but he's going to have to, in a sense, be the B-side now. Because if he wants to beat, welterweights, to give himself some added impetus and some gravitas to say, I am a threat in the welterweight division, he's going to have to beat some names. Now, okay, he can go for, I don't know, Ramirez, who lost to Devin Haney. He looks like he's way past his best. He's fought him before, of course, Josh has, but a rematch there. A rematch against Regis Prograis. I mean, even would these victories even put him in the shop window? I don't know, because these guys are also considered past their best. It's almost like with the welterweights, there has been a changing of the guard with, Jaron Ennis is probably the most prevalent one. Teofimo Lopez is talking about moving to 147. He's already beaten Josh. I mean, Josh hasn't got a lot of options. He really hasn't, unless he wants to be, the name that some young gun comes after. And if Josh can upset the apple cart and beat a bigger name, or say a couple of prospects, and then he would put himself back in the argument at least. But it's very difficult to see where he goes from here in terms of world level. I mean, one option, I don't know whether they could arrange it, whether Conor Benn would be interested, but that would be the Conor Benn fight. Because Conor Benn, whatever you think of him, I mean, he is hot right now. He's, the Americans paid a lot of attention to the fight with Eubank. Obviously, it was a barn burner, a blockbuster in this country. If Josh beats Conor Benn, that's a big name, and rightly or wrongly, that might shoot him back up the ladder. I mean, the thing about being a contender is it is snakes and ladders. You climb all the way to the top, and then you get eaten by the snake, and down you go again to the beginning or near the beginning. It's difficult to know. I mean, it's difficult to really know what's out there. But I don't know. You tell me. I mean, you have a think and tell me what you think. Because I was thinking about this earlier, and I couldn't really come up with what I would say would be a plan to bring Josh Taylor back to the highest level. To me, it would take, I mean, a year and a half maybe for him to re-establish himself, have 3 or 4 good wins, big names. But let me know what you think. Tell me if I'm missing something. And there is, of course, always the option of retirement, because he's done it all and he's been undisputed champ. But he says he wanted to be a 2-weight champ. He didn't look like a shot fighter to me, Josh Taylor, but he did look like someone who was past his best quite considerably. So, I don't know. You tell me what you think. Leave your comments below. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I will catch you later. Looking forward to reading what you've got to say. And bye for now.